Okay, hi, I'm Connie Russell,
And I'm Anna Florence.
and we're going to have a conversation about teen pregnancy. Basically, for anyone out there who may be pregnant.
Maybe thinking about getting pregnant, doing things that could make you get pregnant.
That's right, and that's male and female. So, what we're going to do today, we're going to start off with a few questions that we're going to ask each other, and we're hoping that our experience will hopefully maybe reach you, help you, in making the right decisions for your life, because getting pregnant is a life-changing decision.
Absolutely.
It's not the worst thing, but it is life-changing. So hopefully what we share with you today will help you. All right?
All right.
So do you want to get started first?
Sure. I'm excited. I'm so excited to share with you all. Just to give you a little bit of background and share some of my teenage life or life before I got pregnant. I had so many friends. You know, I was the popular girl at school. I went to a private school, but I had lots of friends at school.
Okay.
Would do whatever I wanted, hanging out whenever I wanted to, every weekend, going to the movies, to the mall. What other things do we do when we don't have responsibilities?
Oh my God. Every Friday night, Saturday night, we would hang out. We always had something to do.
Always.
And we were only responsible for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to go somewhere, you could just call up your friends
And go.
Not when you have kids.
Won't happen. Nope. Doesn't happen like that. No. So let's look at another question. What were your life plans before teen pregnancy? What were your goals in life?
What were my goals? You know, I got pregnant so young. I'm not exactly sure whether I knew exactly what I wanted to do yet.
Oh, okay.
You know,
okay.
I don't know if I knew exactly. I know I was thinking about being a teacher. I enjoyed, teaching and public speaking. I knew what I enjoyed, but I don't know that I made a decision on exactly what I wanted to do. I know I wanted to go to college to get away, leave from under my parents' wings.
Right.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't know if I knew exactly what I wanted to do.
So,
how about you?
Oh man, I knew what I wanted to do before I became a teen mom. I wanted to go to New York fashion school. I wanted to be in the fashion industry.
I can totally see that.
That was my dream. And I wanted to travel because we never really traveled anywhere, you know. It was always local. I'm from Virginia Beach, so everything was very local.
Mm-hmm.
You know, going to Maryland was a big thing. Going to D.C. was a big thing. Going to New York was a big thing. But I wanted to, travel abroad. So those were my big goals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
So the next question is, big age game.
Oh, the big age game. Well, how old were you when you became?
When I became a teen mom, I was 17. I was 17 years old.
17. When I became a teen mom, I was 16. 16 years old.
Now,
right?
Think about it now, and it's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
We got through it.
Yeah, we got through it. And I bet some of you who are watching right now are 16, and you probably cannot imagine being a mom at your age or a dad at your age if you're not one already. You probably could never imagine what life would be like if you had a kid.
Yeah, because I sure didn't.
Me either.
It was not plan A.
It was not. Or plan B.
Or D. So let's get off the age thing for now. Okay, you can ask this one.
Oh, so this is a great question. Did you ever have the sex talk before you became sexually active?
My answer is no. My parents just said, don't let a young man touch you. That was the rule of the house. Don't ever let a little boy touch you, you'll be all right. And actually, the funny thing is, I recall one day, because that was so embedded in my head, and growing up in my age, the big thing was guys would go around and hit you on your butt. That was a big thing. Tag, hit with the biggest butt, hit on it. And so when that happened to me, I'm coming home. Oh my God, I'm pregnant! Right? Was not the case. Had I known, was not the case.
Yeah.
But no, we they had the classes in school, but we learned too much from that. Yeah. But no, it was taboo. No.
Yeah, and the same thing with me. I never had the talk about it. I just learned through my experiences. But I would say that it's so important to make sure as young people that you have somebody who you feel comfortable with having these types of conversations so that you have knowledge. Because knowledge is power. It's so important. That you know what you're doing before you do it.
Because and when you're in your teens, we think we're grown. We think we know so much. We look at TV, we look at the media, you look at all these different outlets, and we think, okay, I got this. But we don't. And I would highly suggest, find someone that you trust, someone who's living a life, who have that type of character that you would like to mimic, who would give it to you straight. And that's what I would recommend.
That's what I would recommend too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, what influenced you to have sex as a teen?
Oh my God. And the crazy thing about that question is, it's not like, somebody's forcing you to do it, you better do. Well, sometimes
it is. Sometimes.
In my situation, I'll say, from my experience, it wasn't that, I felt like my boyfriend was forcing me to have sex. It's just, I didn't want him to go have sex with anybody else. So I'm like, because we were boyfriend and girlfriend for a few years actually before we ever had sex. And I'm like, eventually I feel like he's going to want to do it with somebody else.
He earned it, right? By that time, he earned it a little bit.
Which is such a dumb reason. Your worth, your value is so much higher than that. Your worth is so much more than just having sex with somebody just so they won't do it with somebody else, or just so they'll stay your boyfriend.
Exactly. Right? And unfortunately, you don't realize your value until after the fact.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that individual whether it's a mother, parent, sister, or a friend, or auntie, a teacher who's pouring into you and constantly saying, you are worth, more than selling for this, or you are worth more than selling for this. You don't really realize it until you do something that makes you feel less than what you already thought you were, and that's a hard ditch to get out of.
It is, and just bringing back something you already said. You were talking about having somebody that you feel comfortable talking to, but what you were just saying, that's why it's so important also for you to have a mentor, somebody you look up to, who can pour into you,
absolutely,
who can, help you realize what your true worth and value is. Mentors are important.
Yes, the right mentor.
The right mentor.
Absolutely. So, as far as influence with me, what influenced me to have sex? I think I could probably ride off your answer, because I wasn't pressured. I was dating my boyfriend for a while too, so it wasn't like an instant thing. And I think at that point I was like, oh, give it up, you gotta get it from somebody else, and that was a lot of peer pressure from myself. But I think if I opened up, and I had a big family, so I had sisters that I could have probably, like, hey, help a sister out, and I didn't, because I didn't want them to know, But hindsight. So that's why we're sharing this with you all, so you all will know.
Absolutely.
Keeping it real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So. Yeah. But I think the music also.
Yeah.
The music
is a big influence, period.
Oh my God, the music back in our day. It wasn't like nothing like it is today.
Yeah.
Nothing like it is today. But still, it was the slow jams, and
got you feeling all kind of way.
Some kind of way, and you thinking you in love and you not in love. It's lust. It's called lust. Lust. It's not love.
Absolutely.
Right. Yes. So, okay, this is a funny one. So, this question is, what was the first symptom you experienced that made you think you could be pregnant? And then what exactly was going on during that time when you discovered, you had that aha moment?
Okay, so for me, when I was so sick, the first 3 months that I was pregnant, so sick, I literally every day at the same time would throw up every single day. So I would be in school, in class, y'all, sitting in class, listening to my teacher teach Spanish class, and oh my goodness, I would start feeling so nauseous, and I would literally jump up and run out of the classroom to the bathroom because I had to throw up. It was terrible.
Oh my God.
And embarrassing.
I can't even imagine that. I didn't experience that. I'm having flashbacks that you said. I don't know how I would have handled that. I was sleepy. And every time I would come home from school, I would always sit down on the couch because my mom was always in the family room. And then I started noticing this pattern of me sleeping all the time. And I'm like, what is going on? I had no idea. Because, of course, I wasn't pregnant, right? And so I found myself, what happened? I'm trying to remember what made me discover. Oh, I looked it up. I asked someone. And then one of my friends was like, you may be pregnant. I'm like, no. And then it hit me. And so, yeah. So I just was sleeping all the daggone time. Yeah. I did get the morning sickness like months later. I didn't get it really on, but when I did, yeah.
I got it on. Yeah. I got it on. And it's kind of like I just knew a little bit too. Like I just had a feeling because I knew what I was doing, you know?
Yeah.
I knew what I was doing. And I kind of, when I did the do, I was just like, oh my gosh, you know, I could totally be pregnant. Then I started feeling sick, and it's like, yeah.
I remember I prayed, okay? I was praying. I was like, Lord, please don't let me be pregnant. Please don't let me be pregnant. And so I was blessed that time. And it was that second time. He was like, look, I'm on time. And I knew instantly. I instantly knew. I just instantly knew that I was pregnant, and that's when life changed. Yeah. So let's get into some more goody deep questions. Ooh, that's a hot one.
Oh, did you become pregnant with your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was your boyfriend?
We were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time when I became pregnant. Yeah.
You know, it's funny because when I read this question, I was like, who else would it be?
But
right?
You don't
know.
You don't know.
You
Some
know?
people might have a little side piece.
Right?
You know
that happens.
that they like a lot.
That's right. And some people teens today are having sex just because they're friends.
Yeah.
They want to practice.
Yeah.
Or some teens go out and get high and feel like it's so cool to have sex.
Yeah.
You know, that's oral sex too. And then next thing you know, you're pregnant by your best friend or your boyfriend, you know. So, yeah, it was my boyfriend too. So,
yeah.
I was good. At least I could say that.
At least, right? At the very least.
Say that at the very least, right? Oh my God. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Oh, how did I feel emotionally? So many emotions. I was so scared, you know, especially when I first found out. I was scared. I didn't know how I was going to tell my parents. I didn't know how they would respond. And my father's a pastor, so
ouch.
Ouch, like huge ouch. So you know, so I felt like, you know, this is probably going to be a ripple effect because people are going to judge my dad based off of my actions. So I was so scared and fearful. And I think that was really a lot of my emotion during that time. Was fear. A lot of fear for the unknown. Yeah. Because you're so young. You're still growing up. I still joke till this day with my daughter that we grew up together.
Yeah.
We grew up together, really. And you're still growing. You have no idea. You don't have the maturity to raise a kid, you know? And it's just like, what are you going to do? Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I know. Ditto to what you said. I mean, that's, as I'm thinking, mine was fear, and I was feeling embarrassed. You know, because, I mean, my parents, wasn't a minister, but my mom was like the mother of the church. And everybody...
That's almost the same thing.
Everybody loved Miss Russell. Yeah. And, you know, so, yeah, and then I was the youngest of 12. So I had to hear that, not just from my parents, from all of my siblings, you know. So it was scary because, you know, like I said, you know, with me at my age, I was focusing on my future. And so when this happened, I was like, oh, this is not part of the plan. As if I did nothing, you know, as if I did nothing to cause this. And that's a big part of it, is owning it. It's owning it. And we're going to talk about that during the virtual webinar. But, yeah, fearful and embarrassed.
Yeah, I would say embarrassed too. I was embarrassed too.
Because I didn't want to make them look like bad parents.
Yeah.
Because they were great parents. They taught us right and wrong, and ultimately, when you become a teenager, the decisions you make, your parents can't always save you from them.
Yeah. You know what else I would add to that too with being embarrassed? I was a little angry too. Because, I couldn't just go on with life as normal if I wanted to. And I kind of felt like my boyfriend at the time could. He wasn't going to have this growing belly that would be protruding out, while the baby's growing in your womb. He could just go hang out with his friends and nobody would know that he's
life as usual. Life as usual, right?
But it's like you each day wake up with the reminder that this baby is coming, and people look at you, when you go out in public, because you look so young and you are so young, carrying a baby.
You're like,
so I would add that too. I was a little bit angry because I felt like we both participated in this act. But I kind of felt like the judgment was a little heavier on me at that moment than it was on him.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good point. Some people don't look at it that way, but when you're the woman, the female, in those shoes, all eyes are on you. Yeah. Because you're showing the proof.
You're showing the proof.
You can't hide what you did.
You can't
hide nothing. It's right there.
No. So it even started when I was pregnant, but I would even say after I had my daughter. Because, once I had my daughter, I couldn't just go hang out with my friends. Yeah. If I wanted to. Yeah. Their parents would know that I had a kid. Would their parents even want them still hanging out with me?
Because now you're the fast kid.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're the fast kid now. We became the fast kids, so.
Yes. So many emotions.
Yeah. How did the father of your child find out about your pregnancy? Well, with me, I told him. I didn't tell him immediately because, in all honesty, I didn't know what I was going to do.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know what was going to happen, but I did. I told him. I didn't want anyone else to tell him, so I ended up telling him.
I told you
told too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I did.
That was easy.
And he was very supportive. Whatever decision you make, I'm going to go along with it. So he was whatever you want to do, I'm with you.
And that's a big fear because we as women, teenage females, or however you want to put it, when we become pregnant and it's not planned with the male, sometimes they can blame you because they expect you to handle that. Mm-hmm. They expect you to have protection. That's true. And so a lot of teens, when they become pregnant, they will not share with the father, you're a dad now, or I'm pregnant. Because one, they don't want to feel hated. Mm-hmm. They don't want to feel disgusted. You're already feeling like you're in a funk at that state anyway. And so now to have the father kind of shut you down, that can be a really emotional roller coaster for you, Mm-hmm. So sometimes I know some teens, I hear stories where they won't tell the father. So you have a lot of young men out here who have children and have no idea. They don't know.
Yeah.
And so that teen will say, I don't know who the father is.
Mm-hmm.
That
is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
So, how did your pregnancy affect your family relationship? We kind of touched on that, but how did it affect the relationship?
I think initially when it first came out, when I first told my parents that I was pregnant, there was so much tension. A lot of tension because I was always the sweet girl, the quiet girl. I never did anything wrong. I was a little angel. I very rarely got in trouble, and nobody would have expected it from me. Nobody would have expected that to happen. So you can imagine how much of a shock it was.
They didn't even look at you like, stop playing.
Exactly. They didn't even take me serious. But so there was a lot of tension, especially when it came to, figuring out how to co-parent with my boyfriend. you know, two separate families coming together to parent this one child, because in all actuality, the full responsibility didn't fall on me because I was only 16. It really fell on my mom. You know, she walked alongside of me. She had to teach me how to be a mom. She had to teach me what it was that I needed to do to raise this child. So it was really like her having another kid. You know.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, it was like my mom having another kid, because that the bulk of the burden fell on her.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, so there was some tension there that we kind of had to work through. But once I birthed my daughter, it just changed my family completely. You know, there was so much love there, and it's kind of like everybody forgot about those previous months of tension. Right. And everybody just loved on her so much. I really feel like it actually helped to bond my family and make my family closer, because anytime anybody came to my parents' house, they were looking for the baby, and everybody would
ignore
me, and everybody would come to whatever room she was in because they wanted to be around her. They wanted to hold her.
How did that make you feel?
Did
it make you feel a little better?
At that point, I think I was happy that was happening, because for such a long time I was just dealing with so much tension, so much anger, so much of the unknown, fear, being so scared. Once she got here, it was just all love. It really was.
Wow.
So yeah.
Look at God.
I know. Won't he do it?
Wow.
He worked it out. Yeah.
Wow. I'm trying to say, how did it affect my family relationship? I mean, my parents were supportive.
Yeah.
I mean, but like you said, you know, and that's a point that I think teenagers need to realize. When the choices you make, they do not affect just you.
Yeah.
If you are not capable of taking care of yourself, if you cannot pay your own rent or mortgage, if you cannot pay your own cell phone, if you cannot take care of your food and all those other expenses that you need, they have a right to be in your business. You know, I didn't understand it then, so you know, don't kill the messenger. I was there, so I get it. I get it now. But I'm here to share with you all, you know, the choices that we made, it affect our parents. Because now, like you said, they're helping us. I couldn't pay to have a child.
Exactly.
You know, getting up in the middle of the night saying, I gotta go to school, right? You know, gonna take care of this baby. Baby gets sick. I can't stay home from school. Can you keep them today, Mom? I gotta go to school. So the whole dynamics changed. But my parents and my family, they were supportive. I mean, I come from a big family anyway, so I don't think nobody probably even noticed when I was so many kids. No, all lights were on me because I was the youngest. So it was like, oh Lord. But yeah, it was a tension with me personally, because I, you know, it's like I did this bad thing, you know, and not that the outcome was bad, you know, but just the act itself. And so it took me some time, and you know what, I tell you what, it made me want to do so much better. It made me want to do so much better, you know. I was like, that ain't happening again, you know. So oh wow, how did pregnancy affect your school schedule and your environment? Wow. I'll start this one off. With me, when I was in school and I became pregnant, we had alternative schools back in those days. You can kind of, I guess, figure out how old I am. But we had alternative schools. So by the time I was showing, I was sent to an alternative school. And it was just me and all these other pregnant girls, teenage girls. And so it affected me, because then I was separated, you know. I was not around my friends anymore. I was around all these other pregnant women, like I wasn't pregnant, but I was like, oh my God, I'm all these pregnant women, you know, and it was kind of like in your face all the time. And I was trying to escape that world, you know, and so it was very uncomfortable. It was not fun at all. You know, I just felt as though, oh my God, my teen years are like gone. I can just call it quits at this point, you know.
That's how you feel.
That's how you feel. You know, I don't feel that way today, but during that season, that's how I felt. You know, what changes did you make?
Yeah, so when I got pregnant, I was going into my 11th year of high school. So, and I went to a private school. So there was no...
That was your alternative.
I went to a private Christian school.
Oh.
So, you know, there was no you can stay here and be pregnant and keep doing your schooling. Yeah, so my parents withdrew me from school. In my 11th and 12th grade year, I did homeschool. I did homeschool. And, you know, it not kind of sucked, but it really did suck, y'all, because I didn't have a graduation with all my friends who I went to school with. I didn't go to prom. You know, all of those exciting things that you look forward to your senior year, I didn't have those experiences, you know? And so I missed that so much, and I would see the pictures from my friends going, and I actually went to one of my friends' houses to do her makeup when they were going off to their prom,
and you weren't,
and I wasn't going. So when they left after we took all the pictures and they pulled off, I was still there, like getting in my car to go home. And you know, that felt so sorry, right? It crushed me.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so it was a tough time. It was really tough dealing with that. Really tough.
Wow. And you know what? Even though when I was in my senior year, before I went to the alternative school, I still felt some kind of way because, you know, my close friends knew I was pregnant, but I still couldn't do what they could do because I had to be home. Yeah. I couldn't hang out anymore. You cut that out. My parents would not let you go anywhere after that.
Yes.
You know, so I felt, you know, left out. You feel left out.
You do.
Because you have to grow up, whether you want to or not.
You have to grow up. That's kind of where that anger came in with me, too, because my friends were still hanging out without me. I was sitting at home. So,
and you know what? As I'm thinking about that, we couldn't go out. But your boyfriend
yes.
Your boyfriend can still hang out because they ain't pregnant. They hanging out, you know, and
running the streets, going do whatever they want to do.
Whatever they want to do. So fellas, you know, if you fall into that category, you know,
step your game up.
Don't be
hanging out all the time.
Be
Go
supportive.
help with the baby.
Be supportive.
Yeah.
Oh God. Let's see. Once you discovered your pregnancy, if you had to pick one feeling that outweighed others, what would it be?